Hello, my name is Linda Dolke. I'm a demonstrator with Stampin' Up here in Australia, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get the best results from your DistINKtive stamps. You'll find these throughout our new catalogues. They are marked with a special symbol and they give you really great results, but you do need to know a few little tricks to get the best from them. Enjoy the video. So today I wanted to show you how to work with the DistINKtive stamps that we have. We now have a few of these stamps. They've been around for about a year or so since they were first introduced, but not all sets are DistINKtive sets. For example, in our New Occasions catalogue, which is this one here, January 2019, this set here called Needle and Thread is a DistINKtive set, and you can see it's DistINKtive. It has like a little symbol here in the catalogue to show you that it is a DistINKtive set, and what that means is that it gives you a level of detail that normal stamps don't give. So you can actually see all the light and the dark and the texture almost in this beautiful stamp. So I don't know if you can, I'll just pull that there. Can you see the way that has stamped? Okay, so I'm actually going to show you how to use that particular one today. We've got other DistINKtive stamps as well. For example, in the main catalogue we have this stylish Christmas set, which gives the dark and the light to the poinsettia. And we also have, there's actually a number of them if you have the time to go through, but the bokeh dots, which are these ones, these kind of background sets, with this one with the stars and this one with the bokeh dots. These are also DistINKtive. Once again, you've got your little symbol there, and there's a number of sets as you make your way through the catalogue that have that symbol. So this one does as well, and here's a couple of cards I have made with it. They're almost identical, as you can see. I'm actually doing this card today in a class for my launch party, so that one today. But you can see here the beautiful detail that these stamps have created, and I wanted to show you how to get your best results. So I've just got some Whisper white paper here. I have my needle and thread set, and I'm going to pull out those couple of stamps. So there's a large flower and a small flower. And just pop them on the blocks. Alright, so I'm working with two colours. I've got Balmy Blue here, which is a light to medium blue. It's the one here, this colour, and it is really, really lovely. And I'm going to stamp this for you, just as it is, and just show you how that turns out. Okay, and you can see there's quite a bit of detail in there. It does miss a little bit in the middle, which how much of a white strip you get in the middle depends on a couple of things, and I'm going to show you that as well. So that's just stamped as it is normally. However, what is good to have is a piercing mat under your work. So I'll bring that in. This is just one of our piercing pads, and you can. These are only very cheap, but definitely a good thing to have in your supplies, because you can use them in a number of ways. So I find when I'm using photopolymer stamps, which are these clear acrylic stamps that you can see through, when I'm using those, I prefer, especially if it's a larger stamp, to have a piece of paper piercing pad underneath my work. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to re-stamp that same stamp we stamped a moment ago. Just give it a gentle push, and you should be able to see the difference. So we have missed pretty much nothing. See how this one had the little piece missing in the middle? This one doesn't. And it's also the stamping of the DistINKtive stamp, where you've got all that detail, is clearer in the one with the paper piercing pad underneath. Okay, so that's a really great little thing to remember. If you don't use a paper piercing pad under your work, you may lose some of your detail. That's one of the things. Now I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to use the other one, the little stamp. I could do this with the big one as well. Actually, we'll do both, but I'll start with the small one. And this time I'm going into my navy ink pad, which is a very brand new pad. Okay, so this one has been, I'll take my pad away so you can see the difference. Okay, and I'm going to stamp that, and it doesn't have any detail, almost at all, almost no detail. Okay, still pretty. Now I'm going to put it underneath with the pad and see how that goes. A little better, but not much. Okay, now the reason why is because this is a brand new pad, and when we first get our pads, they can be very juicy, so they can be over inked, which is quite a normal thing. We want there to be lots of ink in our pads. However, sometimes for the DistINKtive stamps, having a brand new pad that is over juicy is actually not going to give you the best results. So there's a couple of things we can do about that. First of all, I can ink up my stamp. I can stamp it, and then I can stamp it again a second time, and that stamping off gives me more detail. Can you see now I have more detail in this? So instead of just being solid around the edges, I've now got some of that thread detail starting to come through. I hope you can see that okay. So just by stamping off, immediately it's an improvement. Because this ink pad is very wet, it is good to actually stamp off in this case. So that's one option for you. Another option, I always keep a spoon handy. It doesn't matter what kind of spoon, it could be a metal spoon, anything. I'm just using a little plastic one that came from IKEA, and start to massage the ink that is sitting on the surface into your pad. So I do this when I receive all my new pads usually. I haven't done it to this one yet, which is why I'm using it for my example. But the idea is to try and massage the ink into the surface so that you redistribute it further down into the ink pad and there's less sitting on top. And that will also help with how these stamps, I'm trying not to bump the table, that will also help with how these stamp. So we're going to get rid of some of that excess ink, and that's also going to give us a better image. So just bear with me while I give that a good old massage. Now probably if I was doing this not on a video like this today, I would probably do this for a good 5 or more minutes, but I'm not going to make you sit there and watch me do that. We should already be able to see an improvement just on what I've done. So let's see. Yep, there is more detail coming through here. And if I stamp it off, even more. So we're starting to be able to see the detail of this stamp just by massaging the ink. If I was doing this normally, I would certainly do it a longer period of time, at least 5 minutes, to get that ink redistributed. I'm just going to go with the other stamp, just so we can have a look at that one as well, and we'll do a couple of examples. So this one is, now that it's been distributed, I reckon it's going to give us a pretty good result. Yeah, not bad. You can see the thread. Let's just restamp. And you can see it's quite different. You get even more detail when it's lighter. If you wanted it to be darker though, I would just keep massaging that pad so you get a better result. So hopefully you can see there's a couple of little tips. Either stamp off or massage the ink into your ink pad to get a better distribution of ink. And either way, you'll get a better result with your DistINKtive stamps. For this card today, you can see that I stamped with the Balmy Blue with the big flower, and you can see that they're cut out. I didn't do that by hand. There are framelits that cut those out for you, so you don't have to actually sit there and cut them. You could if you wanted to, but those framelits also do these beautiful detailed leaves. This piece behind here that's like a banner that you could put a word on, or in this case I've just used it as a background. And this gorgeous stitched background, how beautiful is that? That's also in the framelits. And then I've used from the same stamp set this little sentiment here to finish the card off. On this one you can see I added a stitched butterfly. He's from the same set, and he punches out with the butterfly gala punch. So if you have the butterfly gala punch from a completely different bundle, the butterfly gala bundle, you can use that to cut out this butterfly as well. So they are a perfect match. So there you go guys, a couple of tips for you today. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoy the DistINKtive stamps. They are well worth it. The detail on them is quite stunning, and you can get some fabulous effects. Have fun!